Yeah. So, thanks everybody for showing up. This is the first community call for Farsite Fleet. Appreciate everybody showing up. I'm just gonna do a little spiel right now and tell everybody what's going on. So, as trying to start this community up, seeing how we can work all together, set certain leaders in place, and be able to, um, you know, expand ourselves in the Farsight universe. There's nobody else doing this that I've seen, so this definitely puts us in a huge advantage as a community as well as just individually. But I wanted to set this up so we can figure out what's going on with everybody. Just kind of start from here. Anyways, just to kind of pass around the mic, I'm just going to do a little introduction for everyone as well as myself. I'm Crypto Hustler. I'm been in the space since 2017. NFTs have been kind of my focus. Blockchain gaming, play to earn kind of model. I understand dynamics of collectability and like gaming and whatnot, so it just kind of made sense. But anyways, yeah. So who wants to talk next?
Yeah, I can go next. This is Butterball. Hey, what's up, everybody? So yeah, I've been in crypto around since like 2017 as well, but I guess didn't get into NFTs till late 2018. I mostly only played one crypto game, Gods Unchained. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but that's most of my experience with NFTs and blockchain games. So yeah, this game just seemed really cool. Wanted to check it out, and yeah, just been getting as many assets and things as I can. So yeah, happy to check it out with you guys.
Let's get Frosty.
Well, in comparison with you guys, I'm brand new. I'm a baby in the crypto world. Like I've been 6 months in this world. Started from zero, and I get like 600 or something like that. So it's not too savvy, but slow, step by step, you know. By the rest, my name is Marcos, beside Frosty, so that's my real name. I don't care about sharing it. Um, I don't know. Let's. For me, it's 3 a.m. right now. You asked that before, so for me it's
Ooh.
3 a.m. right now. I don't have anything else to share. Like, I don't know. I really want to be in this community. I want to make this grow. Want to see everyone grows. Like, it's not the point to see one big and no one playing. Like, we need the community to play together in this. So because if it's like they said, and if you get your ship destroyed when you are dead, so this is going to bring the food, or I don't know how you call this, the bad stuff to game, and we don't really need that if we want to keep the game together. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
Well, I understand what you're saying.
So I really want to make a community out of this, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Frosty. Let's get Jed on there.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
I'm with Frosty in the way that I'm not terribly long in the tooth here in this crypto game, but I've been into it for like about 6 or 8 months, and I've turned 1,000 into 3,000, and um,
Oh yeah.
spent a little bit of my ETH on some crates,
Doing our
and
community
I'm really
call.
looking forward to
Got
this
some
game.
people in here.
And I'm
Nice.
stoked on this community so far. Everyone seems really into this team idea, and I think, like Crypto said, it's I think we're really ahead of the game on this. As far as moving as a unit, I think we'll be able to make big strides. Well, whereas people are still going to be trying to figure it out solo.
Great. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, that's a good segue into a conversation we'll have after in this introduction. So yeah, J Flow.
Yeah, man. Hey, everyone. So my name is Jay Flo. I'm here in Puerto Rico.
Hey.
I got into crypto in 2017, and I believe in the technology. I believe that it helps us change the game, and it's going to impact the world, and we're still very early. I believe in community and co-creation. If you look at someone like Warren Buffett, people don't realize how much abundance of deals that he gets because people know that he's Warren Buffett and that they're not going to scam him, right? And so I'm a big believer in abundance, and I'm out just creating that conversation and teaching people how to win by co-elevation and co-creating together. So I
Wow.
believe that very excited and grateful to be here because I see there's something with this, let's call it, you can say game, you can say this ecosystem and this universe being developed in the metasphere and the metaverse. And yeah, just very grateful to be here. Very excited to share.
Thank you, J-Flow. That's great. You're touching on some good subjects, and definitely very important for us to be able to be cooperative and very understanding the space and be able to grow with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get Jathan 3000.
Hey everyone. Yeah, my name is John here. Thanks for inviting me aboard. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, I guess I got into crypto early 2020, right around the pandemic hitting. Been just buying and selling things ever since. I got a little bit of experience with these kinds of games. I played Game of Thrones Conquest on for a couple of years, and definitely learned that in these kinds of games, friends are the most important asset you can have. Bought a couple of crates recently, and looking forward to growing with the friends here, and hopefully buying some sectors tomorrow and making sure we're the biggest, baddest people on the block.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I hope the best for us, and then grow together with our fleet, be able to expand and using our abundance to be able to work together. So very important. So yes, Maximus, get you on there.
Hey, what's up? You guys can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, what's going on? Out here in New York City. I got into crypto around 2016. I started buying Bitcoin around $2,000. And so
Nice.
far, it's
2000.
been an amazing run. It's been
Wow.
absolutely fantastic, life-changing. And I'm here for the technology, but also the money is fabulous. Great. So I see crypto as the perfect merger of finance and technology
Yeah.
and ecosystems, and
Nice.
NFT and metaverses is the culmination of Web 3.0. And like, for example, I've been on Eve online for a long time. I used to play Eve like on 2005, maybe 2012.
Oh wow.
And this is very similar to where you have to work as a group, and you can dominate any environment if you have the right teamwork around you. And there's just so many platforms out there that have been developed since 2016. I would say maybe up to 200 and counting. I mean, I've tried everything in crypto, and it's been a wonderful ride. And the metaverse is going to change the world, because virtualization is where this whole world is going to. I mean, from your 9 to 5 job and working on Zoom to shopping, to everything is going to digital assets. So, for example, like I used to buy virtual tanks on like World of Tanks, where I used to play Anthropa online, Second Life. I mean, so all the stuff that has been transpiring the last couple of years, it's already been in place for about 20 years. It's just now you have the monetization of it and able to convert, the fiat into crypto and then back. That loop cycle, started. It's great. Because like, for example, like Anthropa used to be able to change US dollars for NT dollars and then create a virtual metaverse in that environment. And that was in 2003, 2004. And then you had gateways to go back and forth. The Lindy dollar was like pegged 1 to 10,000. Lindy dollars was $1. So I'm looking forward to work with you guys. I think the name, the fleet, is kind of maybe you should change the fleet or something, because like you got like from eBay like Goon Squad or something like, Pandemic, something sexy, something fun to attract, people, and branding, communication, um, having other third party apps out there like websites and stuff. 'Cause I remember like there's a really good group on Eve was Imperium, and they were able to dominate the server for like a decade. And back then you could take breaking the TOS, you could like do stuff on the servers and then you could sell them on eBay. So there was a great way to make money. But of course if you got caught, your account got banned. But nowadays with crypto, you don't have to, have those challenges. So this is going to be very prosperous if we all work together as a team and we can all make this work together.
Thank
So
you. Thank,
yeah.
thank you, Maximus. Yeah, I love that you touched on previous projects. Eve for sure. Second Life, I personally have known from being able to transact BTC very early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the name changing. Yes, I do agree. This is just kind of like I threw it out, trying to get everybody in. These are all just fillers, pretty much. I would love for everyone to give their opinion. Especially you're mentioning like the squads, the stuff like that. So that definitely gives it more of like a sexier vibe, essentially. Yeah, more of like a versatile, more uh, intrinsic idea. But yes, thank you very much, Maximus. I appreciate your insight. So yeah, let's get to our kill.
Still here. Been screwing around with crypto for like 3-4 years, I guess. Did pretty good. Mostly a bag holder. Haven't really done much with it. Haven't really messed with any NFTs or anything, but I'm excited to play a game, and I really want to see what the gameplay is going to be like. I think that could be a lot of fun. Flying ships around and getting to the little dog fights and stuff like that. Not really sure where else to go with it at this point, but I'm just here to have fun mostly.
Awesome. Thanks, Arkil. Scoran, you in here? Is that how you spell your or pronounce it? Sorry. Scoran? That area.
Okay, do you hear me
Oh,
now?
yeah, we got you. You're in
Oh
there.
my God. I'm a noob. I'm a
Yeah.
noob, okay, when it comes to like this whole Discord thing, but kind of not really. I fell into crypto through a scam, but I'm a gamer. So while I was getting out of the scam situation, I discovered Axie Infinity. So I currently run a scholarship program, and I'm always on the hunt for something that I've always loved, which is space games. And this came. I can't believe I missed the initial thing, but um, yeah. So the opportunity here I see as being really good to have a whole hell of a pile of fun with your money, as well as make some money on the side and hang out with people and accomplish some really cool stuff. So I'm a gamer. Uh, the money is whatever. It'd be nice to make some, but it's not the main reason why I'm here. I'm here mostly to socialize and have a good time. And well, money is whatever. I'm kind of older. I'm like 60 years old or so. So money is not as important as it used to be. I'm a programmer. I live on the internet. I have sat in this chair now for 2 years. I've never gone back to my office since the pandemic. I work on the cloud. I work on high tech software development for tools to create semiconductor devices. If anybody can handle that one. And other than that, yeah, I'm just here to play games and have fun and help and do what I can to cooperate and be with the group.
Thank you, Scoran. Yeah, we appreciate you being here. Definitely is a place to grow. Gaming is important. Knowledge is very important. Not having the most in the game is not that important, as definitely being a community. We're able to work together and help each other. So definitely appreciate you, Scorin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Let's get Wolfing in here.
Hey guys, how you doing? I don't know. I guess I've been in crypto about half a year now, but I've been gaming for a good 20, 30 years, so I love doing that shit. And when I saw this game and mix it with being able to make some money off something I love, I just couldn't help but jump into it. So um, this is pretty much my first time trying to do a play to earn, but I'm usually pretty organized and I like to figure out right from the get go what the hell to do. So when I saw this game going, I knew right away it was going to have to be a team based event. So that was one of the first things I did was start reaching out to people when we got this channel going. So I was glad to see that crypto went and started up a fleet. I was hoping somebody would do it, and the fact that he started out with such a big pay in to freaking get the whole thing going for himself and for the clan, that's amazing. So I'm looking forward to helping out any way I can.
Yeah, thank you, Wolfing. You really did help rally the troops. You've been here since day one, essentially, or before day one. And yeah, I definitely appreciate you. Um, so yeah, let's go forward here and let's just talk about what we need to talk about going forward with tomorrow. So with the sector purchases, I want to get everyone's insight, like what your guys' game plan is. And personally, I'm going to be trying to get was that Hebo? I think that's Hebo. But yeah, everyone feel free to talk when you freely and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I was planning on buying something on Hebo 18. I'm not sure what the general consensus was, but I know that we had spoken earlier in the week about trying to buy out the planet and that system so that you can control that system.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart choice for us, being able to get over get Hebo 12 and 18,
Mm-hmm.
and we can control the Stargate as well as the star itself. Hopefully, I don't know how that was gonna be, but uh, but yeah. So that's kind of my plan. The same as when I got TO. I got pretty much most of TO. So
Yeah, that's that's a big jump on the game for us too, as far as as a group, because I think there's a handful of resources there that are somewhat unique to that system.
So I'm curious to ask you guys this question, which is it something where if we own 51% of the planet, then we set like the governance on it? We can set the rules, or like how does that work? Or is that
I
even out?
believe
Or
that I believe that's the case. Yeah, I think from what I've read that was if you control 51% of a planet, then you are allowed to start setting governance rules. Am I was I misreading anyone? Have any more info on
yeah,
that?
Well, that's about right. You also end
yeah.
up getting a form of tax as well from all
Mm-hmm.
the power and stuff that everybody's using. If you buy a planet or you unlock a planet, which I believe is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to do, I believe you become the governor automatically, and then you get to control the pricing of the sectors as well as taking a percentage of every sector that's sold.
Eh,
Wow. Yeah.
I thought it's you get rewarded hundreds of millions as a discoverer, or is it? Yeah, I thought
No,
I read in the
I'm thinking it's going to be you're going to have to pay to unlock
Yeah, I
it.
would imagine it's going to be a cost to discover, quote unquote, a planet. To explore a planet, I should say. I don't think it'll come free or with any kind of reward monetarily. I think that'll have to be an outgoing cost.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree. I think it costs like 100 million to discover it, but I hadn't read anything about what you get for discovering it. See, I wasn't sure if you get like a certain number of sectors free, or like I don't know what it would look like if you get to govern it.
Mm.
I guess that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I hadn't read anything official on that. But it seems like you'd have to pay to do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's why I think you actually become the governor, unless they make a new position that's like planet broker or something like that. But that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, and that makes
Okay,
sense. I just yeah, I wasn't sure. That makes sense though.
Yeah,
got it.
the similar model for MCP is like district owner, so governance of maybe the star or that particular star, maybe kind of the thing. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
was going to ask is does that apply then to systems the same way it applies to planets? If you control 51% or better of a star system, of what's open or discovered in that star system, do you get to
mhm,
set governance rules for the system?
that's
I
interesting.
believe that is also right. Yes. If you
Mm.
have
Hmm.
51% of planet ownership, or your corporation does, then you become the governor of that star system. And then you get to set controls for the gates and whatnot as well.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
So then there you would
Mm.
also accrue taxes from the usage of those by all the other players, right?
Absolutely. And then you'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to build a space station and then collect all the taxes from that as well.
I was gonna say the stations sound big because I think that's where like all the markets will be, and if you can get like percentage of all the trades and stuff going, that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
stations are essentially going to be the shopping malls of these of this universe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
And
it would
that's
be
really
a mhm.
no, go ahead.
I think it would be a strong strategic advantage to, as quickly as possible, take control of a planet. That way we can understand how it works like right away. And that will give us an advantage of understanding like the details of like let's say the governance and running it. Right?
I
I
agree.
think the sooner we can get that, the more we
Hey
can
guys,
figure. Mhm.
Yeah,
I gotta run, but just let me know. Drop in Discord which planet we should target.
We're
Okay,
personally
Cool.
All
in
right, just
Hebo, but
great
yeah,
meeting everyone.
nice meeting you
great
too.
meeting. Okay.
so you guys are
I just
assuming
wanted
that
to.
all of this is implemented already, that all
Yeah,
the
that's what I was gonna
details
say. I don't.
but none of it is documented. That's what I've been looking for is
Mm.
details about what the hell is going on. So in my
My
Hmm.
guess is it's not even implemented. So like even if we got a
it's
planet, I bet nothing
alpha.
happens.
It's
Well,
alpha.
Um,
You can expect crashes and you can expect updates and all sorts of shit.
well, I'd
Yeah,
use. Oh, sorry. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what I excuse me. So what I'm basing it upon is the previous model of Moon Cryptopolis. So they already had a similar model, but that's where Farsite was born. They expanded that idea. Also with MCP with Mega Cryptopolis, I've been playing that game for almost 3 years now. Or yeah, it's about 3 years, or almost 4 years. So that specific model will also integrate some of the elements, now obviously kind of loosely, but district owners with governance, that with the stars and planets. Um, but yeah, like sector acquisition was a little bit different with Moon Cryptopolis, where you purchase a sector was a huge plot area in comparison to just a little kind of a plot now with on the planet, where it was just on the moon. So that's actually something we might be able to look into the previous model. They might be implementing that.
right. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, to see like because they're the creators from that, right? So,
Yeah.
um, that makes sense.
That's one of the reasons why I got into it more or less or was interested is because they've already done this, right? So it's not completely new
Mm.
to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing as I felt is that I wasn't blindsided by just throwing my money at some random project. I was already previously involved with Moon Cryptopolis, and they gave us early investors credits going forward. We have an unlock period too for our vesting period for our credits. So anyone that invested before pretty much is going forward with this game. But yeah, with the Supernova team, they've delivered, over the years for the last 3 to 4 years. So it just makes sense to be involved.
Yeah.
So, crypto,
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask, you were saying that you were actually one of the early investors. So,
Mhm.
from your experience on Mooncropolis,
Yeah.
how many other early investors do you think are going to be transferring over to this game? Because that's going to be pretty much our competition and whatnot, right?
Hmm. Yeah. There wasn't much. Most of them were, I guess, bigger players considerably, just because they purchased sectors back then were quite a bit pricey in comparison to what sectors are now. Just because the model was different. It was just like a
Mhm.
sector was a portion of the moon in comparison to being a portion of a planet. Which I guess in that case would be a moon or a satellite of a star system. So it's essentially the same, but more expanded. So yeah, there's going to be some bigger players here, especially and also looking at the players that purchase the Sakura club crates. Those are going to be some bigger players as well as myself. But that's why I created all this. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's something for us to definitely look out for and possibly try to recruit these people on our side. Um, so that would be helpful.
Mhm.
I say
Yeah,
that's a
no.
great tactic for treating the other large players in this game is recruit rather than war.
But the game has got to have a little bit of conflict or people are not going to be interested, right?
Yeah, I agree. And so that's another thing is that's why I still want to advocate for the game as individual players regardless of our placement. And I've
Mhm.
previously been working. I have another project that I've been working with for years, and we do a lot of calls and AMAs with these play to earn games and guilds. So I will be reaching out to them to talk to them about either playing the game itself or joining us if possible. But that will give us a lot more competition in certain ways and be able to enrich the game as well. So it'd be nice to reach out to these guilds, and they have thousands of people in them. So nice.
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 That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think bringing the players and onboarding them and sharing the word about the game is something key too. Like inviting your friends and showing them the possibilities and the vision.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I
So
I'm
couldn't
I'm
agree more. I think 100% the success of this game is also going to be based on early years here of us, you know, expressing our enjoyment and fun and how much we want to like recruit other people to play the game, not necessarily to our group, but just to come play the game.
Yeah, spread the
yeah.
word better. Yeah.
for
I don't
sure.
know. If you look at the star map, you can see the potential of the game, right? Like just with the few planets that we have, there's like freaking 30, 40 other ones available. Then the expandability of it is endless. So,
Yeah, it's an infinite expansion, the capability there as far as like they can add system upon system, constellation after constellation. It's just
yeah.
it seems rather open ended as far as it can accommodate as many players as ever choose to start to play the game.
So in the long term, it'll be more important to us to plan and figure out, what planets and systems we want to own and what gates we want to control. But for this early stage, I think we just mostly need to figure out what kind of mining we want to do and what way we want to funnel any refinements that we want to do. Because it seems like over, I don't know, I'd say three-quarters of the list of materials are refined stuff. There's going to be a lot of
Yeah, that's a
refinement
great
going
that's a great point. I was looking through the white paper and I noticed under refinery basics it says to be precise, 500,000 credits and resources. And the resources are these four: SA27, CL30, SO, SOO23, and COO24. And I was doing a cross comparison of the six planets that are the planets are going to be released and what's out there. And it seemed like to me, MEB2 is the only planet that has both SOO23 and COO24. So I wonder if the gameplay is set up where, like, if we don't get that planet MEB2, then we technically need 3 planets to complete those 4 requirements for the refinery. So
Yeah, I think the
SO23 is on 6 different planets, and
I was gonna say keep in mind that
CO24 is
even
also on 6 planets.
yeah, I mean on the same planet.
Oh,
Because
okay. I see what you mean.
yeah, because then we reduce the amount of moving
Yeah.
from going to 3 planets to gather the necessary resources. We just we can just do 2, which is like Home 1-4 has the first 2, and then MEB2 has those 2. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the least amount of freighting we have to do, the better, because we're going to be paying a fuel fees for planet to planet and in system to system even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Planet to planet doesn't cost you anything. When you're in the system, it doesn't cost you anything to fly.
Absolutely right. It's only when you transfer for system to system through a gate through FTL that's when you start paying for gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, 10-4, I didn't realize that.
So as long as we own the system, our fuel costs would be negligible until we have to leave the system. And also, the more material and weight that your ship has, the more your fuel costs will be.
Interesting.
So if you got a fully loaded container, it's going to cost extra fuel.
Sure, a fully loaded large would cost much more than a fully loaded small.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's another thing I want to touch on. So like with ships, so there's going to be large ships, right?
Yeah, I imagine
At
so.
some point,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I noticed it did mention in specific locations, certain ships will not be able to access because of its being more linear. Being able to go through certain like galaxies or whatnot, or planets or gates. I did read something like that the other day, but it pretty much said that only small ships can access certain spots where mediums won't.
Okay, so that'd be cool. That will set up the battlefields of certain solar systems that you can only fight with certain size ships.
Yeah, that kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
That's kind of a neat idea, actually.
We got a new person, IMPT. Hello? Want to speak? IMPT RZB. I've seen you in the chats.
He's been here for a while. I don't know if
Yeah,
he's listening.
yeah, I've seen him in and out. Okay, anyways, let's go forward. Anyways, so yeah,
Took me a while to figure out how to get in here and friggin' turn on the mute.
right, yeah. Oh, hey, he's here. Hello.
Okay, there you go.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry, I have some problem with my microphone.
No problem.
No
You
worries.
want to introduce yourself? Hello?
Yeah, that mic's not working.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll come back. We'll come back when you're able to. Anyways, okay. So we touched on the ships and sector active. Well, we kind of loosely spoke about sector acquisition. My focus is Hebo, personally, but like you guys were mentioning, certain planets will be necessary for resources. So I might pick up a MEB just cause. So if anybody else wants to get one, of course, do as you please. But yeah, if there's things that I need to acquire that will help us in the future, I have a plethora of credits. So I'm probably my focus is getting half of both MEB, or not MEB, but Hebo, both of them. But of course, if I don't, that's fine.
What's the thought process behind Hebo? I'm curious. Or The 12 and the 18.
What do you mean?
Like why Hebo?
Why he?
Is
Why
it the materials? Is it
Hebo?
the position? Yeah.
Well, two reasons for me personally is they're both in the same system,
Mm.
and also the pricing. So if when market comes into play, those can be distributed decently a higher ROI, then we can use those resources to get into other systems. Um, that was usually my take on it, but
Mm.
of course, I do want to have expansion of other resources from other planets would be helpful. Um, but yeah, it depends on where you guys are going to be located. Hopefully, we can all work together on different sectors or different planets.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I have a question. Well, who has
Mhm.
sectors already?
I
There's a
do. I have
spreadsheet
one.
we started.
Yeah.
If you want to,
Yeah.
there's a
All right,
spreadsheet we
because
started. If you want to check it out,
because
I
right
have
now
a link
I have
to
two
it.
sectors. I have one in Home 14 and
Hmm.
Home 11. So
Okay. Yeah.
I already have three of the four resources for the refinery. So I'm gonna go for Haas 15 to get the last resource.
That's what I was going to suggest, is that we get a couple of people at least buying on Haas 15, because that one's going to have a couple of minerals that only exist on a handful of planets.
Right.
Mm. Oh, SA3. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
SA3.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
SA3 only has 3 planets. I don't know what
Yep.
that's for, but it seems
Yeah,
like
it's
there's
home
only
It
3.
14
seems rather rare.
and
SA3.
Mm.
sapphires.
Oh,
Oh, but it's also part of Home 14, which I believe maybe. Uh,
Oh, a few of us
the,
should have home 14.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I do as well.
There's also
Yeah,
Nix one has it as well.
Oh, there we go.
Next.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have a Nix
Yeah.
and I have several homes. So,
Also about
but yeah,
Mm.
it
blueprints.
does look pretty rare anyway.
Are we gonna like
We've
share?
started we've
Oh,
started spreadsheets for the blueprints. There's one for ship and there's one for modules already. So if you guys check in the chat, you can go and click on there and add. Just copy the tab and edit what you need.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm curious of the map. Do you guys see the travel between the planets, like in accordance to those lines, like how they're connected by these strings? Do you think like to get to the other side, you have to go through
Yeah,
those strings?
I think those are gates, and I think it counts there being a gate if it's in like one jump. But that's just based on like poking around the map and looking at like how many gates said things had and like how many lines were near there. So that's my impression
Hmm.
is those are like the gates, but you get like one extra move it looks like or something based on how many gates it says are on. Like home has like 5, so to get 5 you have to like take a jump first. So I think that's how it works. But that's just like poking around.
So do you think one could jump from, let's say, the west side of the map to the east side in one jump, or they got to go through, point A, point B, point C, point D, and point E all the way at the east?
Yeah, my guess is you need a couple jumps through several gates to do that, unless they make like a direct route.
Yeah, if that's the case, then we need to look at strategically like trade routes between like the different minerals, right? Like establishing like a protected trade route where we can gather resources from the different planets.
for sure.
Absolutely, we'll definitely need to figure out what lines of transport we're going to have to figure out what we need, where we need to go. But that we're not going to know until we actually start going, I think.
Sure. So, yeah, I want to segue into some other parts here. So yes, I would like to figure out some type of leading roles here, at least in the Discord. I noticed Frosty did reach out and said that he was interested in doing moderation for Discord. If anybody else is interested in doing so, we at least to put people in place, and then eventually, if we want to put a vote on it as well, or if anyone wants to step down, of course. So if anybody has any insight on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to step up for a leader role. I got a bunch of free time on my hand right now for at least another month,
Okay.
so I'm fine with doing some work.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely need some mod help. Frosty, were you interested? I heard you were saying something to me the other day.
Yeah, of course. I mentioned before, I've been here like 6 months.
Oh,
Like the last 4 months, I've been modding in Discord for crypto stuff. Right now I'm modding 3 Discords, so it won't bother me to be modding another one. I'm a kinda active guy, so like right now I'm studying right now, so when I'm studying in class or something like that, I'm full with the computer, so I'm full in the Discord. I won't mind helping no one. And beside that, yeah, I'm really interested on being a mod of this. Is if this grows, we are gonna need more mods, so we have to reach some more.
great. Thank you, Frosty. Appreciate it. Thank you, Wolfie. If anybody else is interested, please let me know. But of course,
I I
oh,
could I can help out wherever if needed when needed. I have several I have a couple other servers that I'm involved in as well. So I mean, as far as the Discord servers go, as far as game items go, I mean, I'd be more than happy to help out with anything that in running protection or mining or whatever the hell.
okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's gonna
Uh,
be fun.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was another segue I was going to go after. This is just the moderation. Also, anybody going forward as well as the game, the community. So yeah, so I will. So Wolfing, Scorin, and Frosty, I'll put you guys in moderation here afterwards. So and then if anybody wants to join as well. But yes, so let's segue here on community roles with the Farsite Fleet. Of course, that name is with Maximus is mentioning is that we can work on that. So I appreciate your insight on that. Um, so yes, so I would like to set roles for people. This will be more in a voting aspect and or just putting people in place as more of us are more attentive and being able to have that free time. So I would like to have certainly. Oh, hello, J Flow. I think that was you.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sorry about
Oh, okay.
that.
I was like,
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah, so there will be multiple like factions essentially within our organization. Essentially, um, be able to have certain control of your area and if it's specific planets, if it's certain stargates, and certain governance to those stargates and whatnot. Those will be controlled between those factions as well as within our organization. So together we could work together. Or let's say the same word. Together we can um, be able. I guess it's the same word to work together. um, but yeah. So that would be helpful to have people that are able to have those leader roles to be able to have their own people and be able to work together on that. So, if anybody got any insight,
Could you clarify that a little bit? Like how does that work? Like a faction leader?
I
so like,
think oh, go ahead.
I would say like
I was just going to wrap it up.
oh, go ahead, Wolfie. What were you saying?
Um, he's just pretty much saying he's talking about making people into sub leaders and stuff to have their own little group within our group to handle their own tasks at a time. So he can just assign tasks to group leaders, and then he can then pass it down to his people and get shit done. You know what I mean?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, because I personally don't want to be the main person, like not because I don't have the time or anything, but I want to be able to share that with everybody. I don't want to be having to be the only person that has the say in our organization. So
You can't do it. If there's 50 people, you get swamped. It has to be divided, or
yeah,
you'll you'll die.
Exactly.
yeah, because
For
I
a corporation, it means they got to rely on each other and build it up together.
exactly I want all us to be on the same page, regardless of if you have ships, if you have sectors or blueprints or anything, or if you don't have anything. Like I want all of us to be able to have the same level playing field. So, but that's something we can also vote upon. But yeah, if anybody wants to, has I guess a vast amount of of ships and whatnot, want to be these specific leaders would be helpful, so that way they can work with others as well.
Yes,
It might be helpful to figure out who controls the most, um, thus far of sectors per system. And maybe if those people are willing to kind of take the lead for their system thus far, I mean, things can change and, people can step up if others don't want to, but at least we can kind of like figure out who already controls the most in that system amongst our group.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I want to be able to be able to reach out to these people that have all this materials or whatnot, like or ships, and hopefully have them on our side. Cutting people down early on might not be a good look for the game, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to have to just take people out just because I have a bunch of ships or sectors or whatnot. I don't think that's necessarily fair for people, at the start. So, being that I have so much stuff, I want to be able to kind of, excuse me, kind of just take my time, and that's kind of my approach with any of these games like this is that I kind of just take my time, even though if I'm like a whale considerably or just a normal player. I want to be able to grow with everyone, equally. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's an element of co-creation and also as a fleet, like being a stand for good, meaning that as a signal to people that besides strength, but we are like strength and honor, right? Like gladiators, right? Where it sends a signal that we're out to create abundance, and we're out to help elevate people. And I think that's something as a culture of the fleet, I think is important to establish, because that's the long game, right? The long term thinking of like how we can establish a really strong team culture of of being able to come together and rise up together, and be inclusive, and have a strong community. I think that's a really really key element that will separate like people who are just out for short-term gains or whatnot.
That's great. That's
We don't
exactly.
want,
Yeah.
we're not the mob.
That,
Yeah. It almost. Oh.
actually how Axie has succeeded in that a community, and that the supporting of the people, the the poor people that can make money from playing the game, enough to actually feed them and pay their bills and have extra. I mean, that's what it's
Yeah,
all about.
Philippines, right?
Yeah. Huge.
They're riding that because it's like bringing in millions of players, and that whole attitude is what is actually very important. If you have the wrong attitude, you're just going to make people go away. So yeah, it really is important to establish that in the beginning, I think.
That's exactly how I feel. Is our mission statement is more of that we're very honorable. We stick to what we say. We don't just attack people just because we can. Being able to grow together as a community, and allow other players to build themselves. So yeah, I think this is going to be very, it'll be very competitive, in the long run, and I really like that aspect. So,
Yeah, this is actually cool.
he's here.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
that
here.
mic working.
I had a problem with microphone. Sorry.
It's okay.
Working good now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah.
My name is Renzo. I'm an early investor of Mega Cryptopolis and Moon Cryptopolis.
Oh, yes, me too.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
I had acquired a sector back in the days, and then I received a lot of credits and so on.
I
So you're
know.
ready to freaking rock then.
Yeah, it's early, very early. Yeah, that was the acquisition for sectors back then was like it was the same ideology as districts when it came to MCP. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Huge hype.
yeah. I don't know how much you.
I was hyped as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It was very hyped, and then because MCP was like their child, they focused on that. But they've always hinted at Farsight over the years, so it's definitely fruition, and glad that we're here now. So, oh man, that's good that you're an OG player. That's cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
I must admit, I was scared about the direction the game was taken because I was much informed about Moon Cryptopolis, but this far side was it's really different. But now I can see it's about to take a really good direction.
yeah, before it was more like similar to MCP, just building, gathering resources. There really wasn't much talk about ships. I mean, kind of loosely, but it's mostly just like land play, just like MCP. So yeah, I like where they're going here.
Yeah, and I'm also a Star Citizen player, so I can see there is much things that are related with this game.
Hmm.
Star Citizen. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm an early backer from Star Citizen, so patience is key.
nice.
I don't
Wow.
mind wait.
Yeah, that's how I am too with these games. I do the long run. I just take my time.
Yeah,
And now that we have a community to build with, it's just like collectively, it's gonna be so much easier and so informative. Like being able
Can
to,
I ask, Renzo, when the sectors drop, what do you plan to be purchasing?
I didn't understand. Sorry.
What do you plan to buy when the sector release for the new drop tomorrow?
Oh, the new one. At least one or two medium-sized.
yes.
Maybe we can get
So
you to go for the
Evo or Meb?
Evo 8, the Tivo 12s. Are those the large one or the medium ones?
Meb,
Well, I don't have
Mebo,
already
Me2
a
and
plan.
Evo
Hebo
12.
12. Yeah, Hebo and Galilea
Meb
21
2
and Meb.
or Gala 21
Yeah,
is third one.
Gaia 21, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Gaia or Meb, yeah. Evo.
yeah.
I yeah, I need to organize myself because I don't really know where to buy now.
For sure. I mean, at this
Well, if
point,
we're going to try and get control over the Hebo system,
yeah,
Oh,
the
Yeah.
okay.
Hebo 12 is the more expensive of the plots for sure.
Okay.
And so if we can get between you and Crypto buying some of those larger plots in bulk on Hebo 12, maybe the smaller guys amongst us can handle buying up as much of Hebo 18 for the 569K or whatever that is.
We'll take a look for
5.
sure. Yeah, I need
Yeah, pretty much
to make a
540.
plan.
Yeah, Hebo. Yeah, I mean that's my focus, but yeah, if we can get some people on there, that'd be ideal.
Yeah, I think the logic is sound, especially they're both in the same system. So I'll also pick up some Hebo 18, Hebo 12s.
Nice.
I most likely will also pick up the MEB 2 for the reasons I mentioned.
Yeah.
But
Do
I
we
think,
have any idea as far as like so for the small planets? I'm sorry, when we go to build bases and whatnot, what's the cost of the bases on the small planets? Is that 100,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
That's-
fully released? I thought it was. Wasn't sure if it was 100. Oh no, it was 1, 3,
Yeah,
and
we're waiting on
120 or something.
I mean, I guess,
we're waiting for like more official info because they
yeah.
like posted some numbers, but they said that's was supposed to be like for alpha and not pre-alpha because they had like a specialization on a large sector was 1 million, and then you'd have to specialize like 3 times to be like 3 million for a large sector, which is way more than like
A
3 small
lot.
sectors. So
Right, and but I
they said
think
it's not going to be that.
I think in the Farsight main, one of the devs was saying that there's different levels of your refineries and bases and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
so
it sounds
there
like they
might.
shouldn't have. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they. It sounds like they shouldn't have posted the info about specializations because it sounds like they're gonna change it a whole bunch. And then I was asking like, do you have to pay for a specialization and then like build mining tools after that? And they said no, it was free for mining. So it sounds like you pay for a mining specialization, you get like mining tools free and can mine. And then once you have those materials and 500,000 credits, you can make a refinery. And that sounds like as much as they've got so far, I think.
Yeah, it seemed really kind of just penciled in at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all they're giving us is mining and refining, and so we're gonna have to. Obviously, it's going to be about us collecting as much resources and making as much material as we can for when the game is ready to go. So
Are
that
we going to
when
be able to do any production? Like our blueprints going to be relevant in this pre-alpha?
no,
Yeah, I don't think we'll
no
have enough to
production,
get there.
Yeah, none of the
just refining
resources
and mining,
are available, most of them.
which is actually kind of a shitty thing because they said that if you build a mining, you can put two mining on the same one if you have a medium planet, or you can split it up between mining and refinery. But later on, you can then change it out, but you're not going to get refunded for taking away refinery and putting in a freaking star, factory or something, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how that works like trading sectors either. Like if I specialize and then I assume we can trade sectors at some point, do I have to like destroy my things to sell a blank sector or do we just like sell it with stuff on it? I'm just not sure how that works.
I think there was
Yeah,
some language about how we were going to be able to rent sectors in the future as well. People could essentially
rent
lease
it
the
for
mining
like,
rights on your sector for a while.
yeah. And
Nice.
I imagine that'll apply to, fleet production stuff too, right? Somebody has a factory and then you can just, hire them to build a ship for you or whatever.
Correct. Yeah, and I think that applies more to like guys like Crypto and Lorenzo and such who are going to control large number of sectors and are going to possibly be able to mine all of their sectors or activate the capabilities of each sector independently. And so you would essentially rent those out to let other people mine them, and you collect your taxes.
Yeah. Become a landowner.
Correct. Yeah.
So I wanted to hear from Frosty and Arkil. I haven't really heard from you guys, and Maximus as well. See if you guys have any insight on all this.
Well, I
Sorry, I have a
don't know.
young child, so it's kind of tough for me to keep talking.
Oh, makes sense.
Got a 6-month-old, so it's kind of tough. She's screaming in and out. So
For sure.
Well, I know this
Cool.
kinda
Congrats.
this is a kinda weird thought, okay, but don't ask me why. But in this kind of games, you have to grow step by step. That's the way this games normally works. Okay, you pay, you get more, but in this case, you have to farm for get the stuff you want. Okay, so if we look the game on that way, we are gonna need the smaller resources first, and then grow each step to get the bigger resources. I don't know if this is going to work like this, but you don't know how it's going to be the planning system for the lands you are buying right now. So imagine if you need for construct in your land, I don't know, a mining seat, I don't know, and it costs the less resource in the map, and you can't mine that resource. So I think we need to look about not only focusing on the expensive resources and look I'm trying to look like the wall map, the wall vision, because you don't know if you are gonna need the cheapest one for the biggest shit in the game, And sometimes this is the game like this work like that. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
No, that's great, Frosty.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad you
Mhm.
brought that up because that is exactly how MCP is. The most
Mm.
basic resources, such as water and electricity, are the most needed for every aspect of the game outside of just currency. So I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah, and beside that, I don't know if the name in the Farsite website is going to be, I don't know, you can sing for every party. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if the nickname you choose in the game, like the one you change, if going to be visible to every one of the players in the game. But we should change that to a tag, like a name tag for each one of us with the same, so we will recognize each other.
That is
I've been
that's
thinking about
yeah, nice.
I've been thinking about that. I don't know.
That is very
Yeah.
important too. Yes.
Yep. Yep. On that note about resources, I'm curious. Then what in this resource map is most akin to, let's say, water and electricity? Do you guys have any idea of
I
out of
guess
all
it'd be
these?
the two green ones that are only on Hom, just because the Hom's like the Earth type planet, and I assume the green stuff's like gotta eat or something. I don't know. That would just be my guess looking at the resource map. That's the only place that has that resource. Either of those.
Got it.
I don't
Got
know.
it. Okay.
I
I
have.
think CO2 is going to be important.
I only have three
There's an
blueprints.
RMCO2 resource that
Yeah,
shows up in
I'll say
a
that.
lot of things, and I don't think that you can mine it. I think that's going to have to be refined.
CO2.
RMCO2.
RMCO2.
All right. CO2.
So what
Yeah.
about
And
mining like
another one
S-Ray?
was TML18, I believe. Again, doesn't show up on any raw minerals
TML
lists.
63 for me was one.
Oh yeah, that's one. TML53. Yeah,
63.
yeah. I'm not looking at the list right now. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at my list. So the four most common ones out of all my blueprints were RMCO2,
Hmm.
KRM50, TH18, and TLM63.
Yep.
Could you put that in the chat later on?
Yeah, no problem.
That'd be great. And then regarding the
TLM63 and the RMCO2 are in the production of all frames. You need frames to make any modules, or basically, I think anything that we have blueprints for.
Yeah, both of my modules have it.
J-Flo, you were saying something?
yes, and so I'm strategizing or thinking about what Frosty mentioned about going after the smaller resources and what you were mentioning. So I was thinking, if we want to control a planet, how about Hebo 18? Because there's 30 of them. They're all or not all, but 539,000 credits. So more people in the group can go after it. So that if we focus on that right when it drops, then we just need to pick up 16 or at least more than 16 to control that planet.
Yeah,
Versus like if we go after like a more expensive one, like a 1.5 million, 1.9, then it would be more not as easy to take down that 51%.
I was gonna throw in if Crypto Hustler wants Hebo 12 and 18. If he can get a chunk of 12, I can buy at least 2 of the Hebo 12s and maybe 3. I don't have a ton of credits left because I spent a ton on the first batch of sectors, and I want to build some mining things. But yeah, I plan to get like at least 2 Hebo 12. So yeah, if anybody else is grabbing some, and if Crypto Hustler is getting a big chunk, we should be able to get both those planets. I think 16's not too bad.
yeah, I did the math for Hebos, and I think what was the other smaller one? I think it was Haas. Yeah, I did the math of that. If I got half of all of those, it'd be about 40 million credits. Um, but yeah, as much as we can acquire for the Hebo, I think that's like a good play for us. It might not have all the resources, but that's important for us to give us some little governance aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think getting a first look at how the governance aspect is going to work is going to be pretty helpful.
Awesome.
It is 40 millions for the whole star for the system.
For the two Hebos is I think it was
Okay.
31 million credits, and then with Haas it was like another 9 or something, 8 or 9.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I could be off by some, but yeah, that's how much I was trying to allocate. I have about 183 million credits, so it's quite a bit. But um, but anyways, yeah. So I wanted to hear from Maximus. I haven't heard from you. You have really got good insight, Max. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Well, my strategy right now is just to go for Haas 15. That'll give me 3 sectors, and then I'll have enough liquidity left to spin up mining on all 3 sectors and also a refinery, and just start farming. And I already have 2 ships ready to go. Got 4 blueprints. I got 3 the FE ships, but blueprints aren't going to be in the pre-alpha. So I think right now, my day trade, I'm an engineer. I build networks. So you just build a strong foundation, and then once you have that, then you start making it scalable and flexible depending upon the meta. Because in these games, the meta is always going to change when new, products or technologies added to it. So like for Eve, I played Eve for I would say about 7 years, and about every 6 months the meta changed based on new parameters and new ships that came out, new planets that were revealed, new technology, new resources, and the game organically changes depending upon what the meta is for that particular time frame. So so I think you just have to have a strategy that's flexible and then can address any new inputs to the game that will change the meta. So
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks, Maximus.
yeah.
So yeah, what other subjects we touch? So we've talked about sector acquisition. We didn't really talk about blueprints. There's not much we can do at this point. Anybody that can input their information in the spreadsheets, I will be adding that information. I have a lot to put in there, so it's going to take a while. But I did create a spreadsheet for my ships, so I will be sharing that with you guys on what ships I have. I've been kind of pricing out ships in comparison to credit costs. I think some of the most basic ships have a somewhat better credit to ship pricing on OpenSea, and trying to figure out what's because obviously crates are going to be gone after a certain point, and then going to be repriced again in a different form. Um, that's just kind of how the team has been doing it. So hopefully that we have enough, for our community to be able to go forward with that, without having to purchase other ships off the market to just burn. That was the biggest thing I had to do. Of course, a lot of us had to do with our first edition ships to acquire the first set of sectors. So that's another thing is like with the intrinsic value for specific first edition ships, like the Coin Desk ship, the TC-35. I noticed that has certain intrinsic value because there's only so many given away. Um, so stuff like that, I've been looking at more of like the pricing for OpenSea. I mean, of course, that's not the most important aspect, but that will play a role with um, our being able to build these particular ships at cost and being able to see what the value are outside of just the credit value of the built-in CNFT value. So yeah, but yeah, if there's any other subjects anyone wants to touch on.
I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
already talked about the marketing of the games itself. because I think that is actually better than Mega Cryptopolis, the marketing, and the developers are pushing really hard. I'm sorry for my bad English, it's actually a shit to hear.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I was wondering about was, you guys are talking about picking up planets here and there for this and that, but the idea behind taking over a system, right? A lot of the systems that you guys are talking about have a lot of planets in them. Is that intentional? Or are you guys planning on colonizing the rest of the planets in the system at some point? Or like for me, I thought that Next would have been a very good system to start in with only 3 planets. You can get control of the system pretty quickly. But you guys are going for ones with like 9 and 10 planets and shit.
Yeah,
Like Tito's got 6.
this is very true.
Evo's
Interesting
got
point.
9.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't fully look at, so that's I'm glad that you said that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, personally, I was just going for more of just the, I guess, similar aspect to MCP. Yeah, the value proposition. Just because I understand that anything at the lowest level tends to sell quick, and has a higher ROI, but the longevity of the game is very important too. So those are just as individual player ideology in comparison to his community. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So it's definitely looking
Hmm.
forward to acquiring sectors and star systems that have less planets would be the most
Hmm.
important.
When they
Um,
do the actual first run of the game, are they going to just max open planets, or is there going to be a slow release like they've been doing of open planets and sectors available, or how's that going to roll out, so to speak?
Something I noticed was, as far as one of the jobs was exploration. And if we're already in a sector where we control a bunch of planets, it's probably a lot cheaper for us to explore and discover those planets. And it'll be more rewarding for us to own them if we are the ones who discover them. Seems
Yes.
like that was an aspect of it. So if we already control most of the system, it'll be a lot cheaper for us to do that because it's going to be very expensive to explore and discover a planet.
Yes.
Nice.
Hmm.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that actually, if we take a system where, you know, like Theos, where you have 6 planets, you have control of 3 of them, well, then you're going to get 3 planets that are going to be just sitting there waiting for us to open up whenever we
Hmm.
want because we have the system under our control.
Hmm.
Okay.
That
Yeah, I
makes
think that's
sense.
a good call.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that takes a little dynamics from MCP. So where the district owner just pretty much has any reign of when they release the district. So having that governance over the star system definitely would give us a lot more ability to have that control of planet release. So that I'm assuming that's something that's going to be that makes a
Especially if there's like our Kel's saying, if there's a bonus or something that it's associated with the expiration, then we would just take it all right for ourselves. That's amazing for us.
Mhm.
It's all
Yeah, what
figuring
I
out
was
how to
saying
get.
before is when a sector was sold on something you explored, you would get a piece of the value from that when it's actually sold after you were the person who explored it. And I guess that would be cheaper for us to get a sector then because we wouldn't have to pay that cost if it's a part of the corporation already.
Right.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Sick.
Yeah,
I, I'm. Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah. So yeah, definitely
Hmm.
acquiring these planets essentially is going to be very important.
Yeah. Getting
Um,
that 51 of the system.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even when I purchased Tio basically. I didn't think about that. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to buy a couple sectors, and of course I FOMO'd into it, burnt a bunch of ships. So I could have acquired even more of Tio if that was like my aim, but I just knew the acquisition for
Oh,
cheaper sectors was kind of like literally how all of games has progressed is the cheapest ones do the best ROI. So going forward, yeah, I think that's something we should all focus on. Definitely.
Mhm. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on the economics of the token. Like, there was no pre-ICO, and is there going to be a Farsite token that's going to be launched where 1,000 credits equals one token? And
Yeah.
what have you guys heard about that part?
The 1,000 is the exchange rate. So
Yeah,
every one FAR token is always going to be equal to 1,000 credits. There's only a
right.
total supply of 10 million FAR tokens that are actually made, which equals 10 billion credits. And then
Yeah.
that has then been broken up and divided up into different categories for different things. Half of
Yeah.
it is
5 million is going to be held for exchange, and 5 million will be held will be put onto the market.
But you said 5 million can be like purchased on like any exchange or something
It
yeah,
will be held
5
for
million will be
exchange.
Yeah.
for exchange.
Yeah, and then 5 million will go on the open market.
So when you say open market, is it something where you go to like I don't know, Kraken
Be on
or
some crypto exchange. I don't know which one they're going to put it on yet. Which system it'll go to as far as where it'll be purchasable, but it
Yeah,
will
all
be
they
a token that hits at some sort of a crypto exchange, I believe.
yeah they just said centralized and decentralized exchanges is like all it said, but that probably
Yeah,
means that you're gonna get it everywhere and don't know exactly maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
quick swap.
Um. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, if because it's going to be an ERC20 on Ethereum, so that's kind of their main focus. Or credits will be on Polygon. So I'm assuming someone could just bridge it over, of course. Using Quick Swap would be ideal than using it Uniswap with fees wise. I know the team previously released the Mega Token on Uniswap. I don't believe Mega Token is on any actual exchange. What their focus is, there's a called World Token. They're going to be releasing that on the centralized exchanges. So what I see is the team Supernova. They're going to be utilizing their pre-existing contracts or deals they have with these exchanges to release both their tokens. So FAR token as well as the token from MCP. So we'll be able to be on. I'm not sure what exchanges yet, but um, so definitely Uniswap, and then Farsight or not the credit token will be most likely on QuickSwap, probably be, and then in game marketplace. So what they have on MCP is they have like a bank. Essentially, you could exchange resources for the credits or a FAR token in this case. So you'll be able. I'm not sure how they're going to set it up, of course, but I'm sure there's going to be some type of exchange for the in-game token that kind of pegs to the resources or whatnot. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but um, that's kind of how they did it with their previous model, is they pegged the mega token to the resources. So regardless of whatever the price of mega token or resources, there's some type of arbitrage to kind of keep the price afloat. So
Mm, got it. So essentially, uh, the abundance that we channel in this game and credits and resources and whatnot will have a real world impact in the token and the value of the token that goes on the exchange.
yeah, so that way.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jet.
Well, I was just going to say that the more people who play the game, the more the value of the credits will be, as far as which will drive up the price of the token. Because if there's a finite amount of credits, the more people that play, the thinner it gets spread. And so the more valuable it all becomes.
Exactly. And I don't know how the token model will be with credits burning in comparison to FAR tokens availability. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure how they are dispersing them through crates, through these airdrops or previous contributors to the Moon Cryptopolis. I'm sure they have it all set to be 10 million to what is it, 1,000 times that, or 10 million to 1,000
billion.
different billion. Yeah, it was in the billions for the credits. Um, but yeah, as the credits get distributed on exchanges, that gives it more of like the tokenomics aspect outside of play to earn or gameplay. So with others, they can kind of speculate with price. Where like Mark Cuban mentioned Mega Crotopolis, and I'm sure he's not actually playing the game. I'm sure he speculated to purchase like the token, so or some of the NFTs. So that's kind of like we can have these type of spectators that are speculating just to purchase it as a hodl, you know. So for us players, that kind of absorb some of that credits and FAR tokens, you know, off the exchanges. So
Yeah, some people
Let's
might
be
end up
the
being holders.
Mhm. Let's be the most abundant Farsite fleet.
oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, with all the ships I have with the CNFT value, you know, that definitely puts us a leg up. I'm not sure who's as advanced as my stuff I have. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to feel like I'm the biggest
Brand or nothing.
person
But
in
yeah,
it. But
I get what you're saying. I haven't seen anybody who has anything near what you got.
yeah,
And if they do,
There's
they've been upped and sharing it. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think there's
Mhm.
one other guy
Yeah.
just from looking at who bought Sakura crates. Some guy bought like 30 and got 2 keys also and like a ton of other stuff. But I'm not sure what their name is or if they're in the Discord. But I think there's like one other guy who's pretty stocked up.
okay, yeah. So that's something, you know, maybe be able
Nice.
to reach out to this person and be able to get them on our side because otherwise it's gonna be hard for them, you know. If there is competition, I mean, we will eventually have to take out the competition. That's just
yeah,
part of
we'll
it.
butt heads
But
at some point.
yeah, like I don't want to be like that out the gate, of course. But you know, I
Well,
just
we're not
Ultimately,
going
the
to be
name
able
of
to
the
do
game
that
is
training wheels at first.
there is a war aspect to this game. We can't forget that.
yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm like. You know, that's the different model with the MCP is like it's more of like that bloom. Like everyone just kind of builds, and whoever buys next is like they have to pay the difference, you know. So this game's different model. I really like how it is. It's anybody can enter, anybody can have the chance of getting their stuff destroyed, and there's always some type of perceived value with their ships out, you know, once it's destroyed. So um,
Seems to have a little bit of a Wild West factor kind of built into it.
yes,
But it's going to be the other star systems that are going to be the frontier. Our home systems are going to be secure for us, and I assume it's going to be the same idea for any enemy team. And then we'll end up, going out to different planets and clashing over resources there.
Sure, yeah, and especially it would be even more interesting if they are going to limit the size of ships you can send through stargates. So you, when reaching these, farther out systems, will just be a battle of all small ships. So it kind of levels the playing field out a little there, and I think it makes it more interesting in that regards. People can't roll in like, the Federation with
Well,
with the
Eve
I've been
Death
watching
Star.
that like all week.
had capital ships. They had capital ships that could jump like super far. So they could send in a small ship and they set up a little a waypoint,
Yeah.
and then you could jump in like a carrier. And like the carrier, man, it was
It's
in
like, okay,
insecure
Google.
space, right? Not like they had two kinds of space. The insecure space was like anyway.
You talking about hot drops
No,
in
no, I'm
Eve?
just talking about Eve online, and
Yeah, no, I played it for a long time.
yeah,
I used to have a Covey op and go behind enemy lines, and then you set up a sync point, and then they jump in the carriers and the dreadnoughts and just
yeah.
go to town.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, yeah. So
Good
so if it
times.
evolves to that point where you can jump big ships, which is probably it, then the fun begins, right?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It'll be interesting when we
So
have the events for like comets that are supposed to be coming, which will be special events
Oh,
apart from the
exactly.
asteroids. So
Yeah,
you'll
and
have to probably
that's
have
an
a team of miners and then have a bunch of other ships protecting them as you're trying to mine out what's on the comet.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. You're gonna have a team of miners, a team of haulers, and a team of basically
Vendors.
protection.
time
I think
difference.
a role that's going to be a little bit like policeman at the beginning. Then it seems.
Yeah, I don't
Or
think
at
they're
least
doing any asteroids in this
something like,
pre-alpha.
yeah, play more the mercenary defender role, build up a
Asteroids?
reputation.
There's got to be asteroids because that's part of the mining and initial collection.
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be asteroids in the pre-alpha.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
there isn't.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Right.
You're not
Right.
actually going to be able to use your mining laser at
I
all.
thought that was kind of a bummer myself.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah.
That's a way to collect resources.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a free way to collect resources for people that don't have sectors. And it's going to also, I was reading, they're going to contain really rare elements and stuff that you can only mine on certain asteroids.
Yeah, I thought it might have been something like that too.
Asteroids are supposed to produce common stuff, and it's the
It's
the
the
comets
comets that are supposed to be
that
special,
come
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. There you go.
Another thing that I read, I wasn't sure, it might have just been in the chat, someone talking about how in your sector, you might be able to mine with just your ship and a mining laser some certain things on the surface of your sector initially when you purchase it.
That would make sense essentially because you're going to need resources and elements to build bases, right? So how do you get it without being able to mine superficially?
I could have swore I
I don't know if
saw
that's like sure or not, but
that you weren't going to be able to use the mining laser. I don't know. Maybe somebody else wrote.
It was
maybe that's
mentioned,
true.
I think, yesterday. I think
Okay.
Farsite said something about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so it's mostly just about getting your bases up and running and mining and refining, I think, and then taking your ship out for a run and using it to transport cargo around,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be about it, I think.
Oh, that's the
Test
start.
drives.
Start.
It's not
Nice.
a bad run though. Give them a chance to understand how the dynamics of the game works, and Farsight will have a chance to run the numbers and see how things are going and build on it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Nice.
It's a necessary step.
Mm-hmm.
So another
Well,
previous.
listen, guys, I hate to have to bow out here, but it was wonderful getting to sit in on this. I look forward to everything we're doing. I plan to be shooting for a Heave 18 tomorrow, so I will wish you all the best of luck, and I'll talk to you guys in the chat tomorrow.
For sure. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
man.
And yeah, I'm about to have to bow out here, but I wanted to just plant a seed with you guys, which is I know there's a war element to this game, but I would say that if we can establish a way to create win-win scenarios and be the keeper of good in this universe, that will attract more people to grow our fleet as well, to stand for good and be more abundant. Like figure out a way, because in real life I advise, I've started businesses, I've done real estate, and this is part of who I am. And it's to teach people that you can win more by helping other people win. And so I know there's a war element, and there's going to be people attacking and stuff like that. There's a gameplay element, but to find win-win scenarios where, like, even other teams or whatnot, like, create incentives to win more together. So I just wanted to plant that seed, and I'm very grateful. I think we have a great team here. I love everyone's feedback and sharing and contribution. So I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well, like picking up Hebo 18, 12, and also MEB 2. Yeah, so just want to express gratitude and thank you again for everyone coming to participate and joining. And yeah, man, pick up some planets. Hopefully we'll get more than 51% on Hebo 18 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we can be
Yeah.
able to govern it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
J-Flow, appreciate you.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening.
Yes, sir.
Night.
Nice.
Flow on.
Right. Yes,
Excellent.
it was.
Thank you.
Later, Flo.
Later, Flo.
Later.
Later.
All right, so that's good. We covered pretty much everything I think for now. I don't know. What do you think, Crypto?
Yeah, that's for the most part. I mean, I did want to touch on the treasury aspect. That's gonna be kind of hard. It's kind of a long drawn idea. Um, just because some of the aspects of the game aren't tradable. You know, the sectors. So
Mhm.
that's
Not
something.
yet. In game later, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing is, and also setting up a multi-sig wallet that works for the game. So I've been working with Energy Web Token because the Ropsten there's like or no Rinkeby there's not a lot of faucets that are working. So I can really test on Ethereum side. Um, so I've been trying to add custom dApps. So I don't really have a lot of development aspect knowledge. Um, so I'm not sure how to implement the game into the Gnosis wallet. So that's the one I've been using. Um, so that's something I might need help or some we can work together as a community, setting up as some type of treasury or DAO for all of us. So yeah,
No, I think that's a great idea, but I don't know anything about that stuff.
yeah,
It's the beginning of a new YGG.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, do we release a token? Like, what kind of regulatory aspects are there? You know, am I the one that should like not be doing it? You know, I don't know. Um,
I'm member number 309 in the YGG.
YGG, yeah, actually, I've done AMAs with YGG. I'm kind of connected with them. Some of the members. I actually got them onto Blanco's block party, so a lot of their players play Blanco's block party now because of me. Um, yeah, so that's something to work on. Some type of treasury. So I would like it to, enrich.
We could faction with them maybe and somehow connect in because they've already done all this, right?
Exactly. So that might be something I can dial. Be able to work with them on that because I would love them to be a part of this. That'd be great. They're a huge community.
To pump it up.
Yeah, yeah. That's the beauty is that I've been so connected with AMAs recently. I've been like talking to these huge communities and guilds for the last like 3 or 4 months, talking about the games I'm involved in. Um, but I'm able to, just kind of reach them on the side, so I can tell them about Farsight and how that's going to play out. I haven't done it yet, just because I don't know where we're at yet as a community, um, and like how the gameplay is going to be, because they're really like we've been talking about our game, and our game is not quite PvP, is what they're mostly Axie, and like Splinter lands, right? And yeah, games like that, like PvP and stuff like that. So they're like, the games I've been pitching them, they're like, we're not sure yet. Once the game's developed more. So Farsight definitely ticks a lot of those boxes for them. So I think they would be very inclined to be a part of this.
I've actually seen your tag in a couple of other channels in the past few months.
Yeah, my the project I'm involved in, Evolution Land on Darwinian Network, they're like really trying to push out their project, and I mean I respect it, and I've been a part of it for a long time. It's just the development is not quite there, in comparison to like anything that's like this. Like, so it's hard to pitch it. I mean, people do play it, but it's just not like something a lot of the, scholarship programs gravitate towards. So that's kind of been hard to be able to do that. Um, so, um, Jeez, look at that. Anyways, um, yeah, that's the biggest part, being able to connect with these guilds. And I've been connected with YGG. There's Blockchain Gaming Alliance. There's Play to Earn. I just did AMA the other day, and so yeah, I'm just everywhere. I've been
Can
doing
you talk to Blackpool? Blackpool's another big player in the game.
Blackpool. Or Block? Is it, you said Blackpool or Blackpool?
No, Blackpool.
Bla-
Blackpool.
Blackpool. Not sure. No.
I can send you a link to them. They have a major DAO. They're in a lot of games too. Like they're in Axie. They're in the one with I think Cometh. They're in a lot of games.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I found them. Block
Yeah.
Pool.
Yeah, they got Alien Worlds. They're in. I'm just checking out their Discord right now. Yeah, there's a lot of games.
Yeah, they're based out of England, London.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
BTB Blockchain Technology, Blockpool.io, or
Blackpool. Let me go to the website.
oh
Blackpool.
Blackpool. I keep on putting Blockpool. Let's see, Block. It's not a soccer team, is it?
No.
I'm like, sure. Guess so. Blackpool HQ, quantitative hedge fund for NFTs. Blackpool Finance.
Yeah, that might be it. That was the one.
Okay. But okay, arbitrage loaning out assets. So they already have a set. So I'm not sure how these will be implemented for us. Like, I don't know if we have a like set multi-sig with them and like they're a part of it or something. I don't know how that's gonna work. But yeah, I mean that's something that we can also expand on here is some type of collective treasury or something. So that way we can enrich players. My biggest thing is being able to be able to give back to players, being able to distribute funds. Um, so something like that where I'm not in full control because I don't want to have that control. I want it to be decentralized as possible.
It's Blackpool.finance. I'm like, if that's the site you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
because they have a token too.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be something cool to have is that we have a token backing our treasury or something. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I mean that's something to look into for sure. Um, so yeah, definitely we'll be talking about that as we go. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we should um, touch on. I think we pretty much covered most bases here. It's great to see that a lot of these, Maximus, your early uh, Eve and Second Life, these are like huge games. They have done years. They've lasted years and years.
Right.
So being able to have that knowledge and going forward with this community, like that's going to be a huge advantage for us. But yeah, also, like you said, Maximus, with the name change, I think that's important to have some type of acknowledgement. Like, was it Frosty? But I believe it's Frosty. You mentioned about tags, having tags. I believe that was you that mentioned that. In the game, yeah. So in-game tags, that's important. But yeah, just early advantage with the resources. We just don't know where it's at right now. So after the 14th, we'll definitely have another community call. So we'll see, kind of touch bases on what we're doing, and of course we can talk in the chat if we need to do, individual chats or whatnot. That's fine. But yeah, so yeah, I just want to wrap this up. If anybody wanted to close out here.
I was just hoping that some more people can put more info on the blueprint pages and the planet ownership pages so that we can try to fill out more of our knowledge of who has what and what we need to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be filling in more information throughout this week, especially after tomorrow. So
Sounds good.
cool.
Until I get these crates, I'm basically screwed and I won't have any cash to participate tomorrow, so I'm a little bit miffed.
Oh, yeah.
I got a large sector, but I'm not gonna be able to touch it for friggin' months. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of locked in there too. Fuckers fucking dropping.
Yikes.
yeah, well, if I can't mine with my with my mining app, I mean, it will come. Well, fuck. Now I can't collect anything. I'm just gonna fly around? Well, fuck. I've done that before.
Ah.
Yeah. another
busy
thing too. We
flying
try
your
to
sector
figure
with
out
you.
is the like what well, I guess we won't really know until we actually start mining. But friggin' what resources we need to take from what planets and where we can send them to refine them.
Arkill, you were saying something?
I was just joking around saying I'll come fly into sector with him if he wants.
I think I'm sitting with Butterball on like beside Butterball. He's got like half the planet.
Oh, which planet?
You or something.
That's Crypto Hustler.
Oh, Tio? Yeah, I got more. I got like 50-some% of Tio.
Yeah, I mostly went for large sectors, so I didn't get any big chunks. I just got a bunch of Tom sectors, mostly in a couple Cedo.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, any parting words from Frosty, Maximus?
Yo, man, I'm sleepy as fuck right now, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about this.
A good meeting. It was a good
Yeah, great
meeting.
meeting. I'm looking forward to working with all you guys and having a lot of fun.
We're gonna
Yeah,
kick some
yeah.
ass.
It was nice
Yeah,
talking.
at a blast.
Thanks everybody.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
And
What
I
was it
was
go?
thinking
SIBO 14?
What was
when
SIBO
I get
14?
forward, bro, I'm gonna be in the chat. So I'm gonna be like, in one of these chat above or down at this channel. And I'm gonna be there for anything, like for chatting, having fun, like grow this friendship. Like, this we are gonna be here for like don't know how much is gonna last this game. So let's better keep in touch.
for sure?
Yep.
Yeah,
But right
sounds
now,
good,
guys,
boys.
but I'm falling asleep, so I'm gonna leave right now because I'm dying.
It's like, thanks, Frosty. Appreciate you.
It was a pleasure, guys.
All right, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
Nice
Have a
talking
good
to you.
Keep in
night.
touch. Keep in
Have a
touch.
good night,
Bye bye.
everybody. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. Later.
Peace. So that was our first community call. Excuse my coughing early on in the video. I didn't realize it was still recording. So definitely appreciate you guys listening. So yeah, definitely like and subscribe. Hit the post notifications. Stay up to date on all my videos. I will be posting this on YouTube as well as other uh, decentralized. What is it, Odyssey? So I'll be posting there too as well. So definitely check out this video and join our community, the Farsite Fleet. That name will be ending as well. So, anyways, guys, have a good evening, afternoon, and morning. Peace.